Tonight on Inside Story.
I love Jason because he's an amazing designer.
Jason and Aaron are the two gentlemen of the fashion industry.
On the catwalk with the golden boys of fashion.
We really want someone else to come into our lives. We want a family.
Facing the trials.
Jason's got cancer.
I kept thinking, I'm going to die.
The terror.
You cannot bring your baby home.
We didn't know whether we'd be able to get him out or not. It was a really, really long, hard road back.
And the sheer joy of bringing up baby.
Now it's a family.
Have we got a smile?
Just a really beautiful feeling.
Hello, I'm Layla McKinnon. Welcome to Inside Story. They rule in the cutthroat kingdom of high fashion. Everyone loves the Brunstons and their designs. They are elegance and charm personified. But Jason and Aaron have had their fair share of challenges too. Near financial ruin and a near-death experience. Then came the biggest challenge of all, having a baby.
What are you trying to tell me?
When you have a child, you just feel very proud and quite complete and just incredibly in love.
Who's the man looking at you?
You just look at this little person and you think, wow, that's part of me.
Yeah. I'm Daddy.
I'm Papa.
Hello, dear Daddy.
Hello.
And we did it that way because we thought if he had two daddies, then it would be difficult to differentiate who was who.
Life has changed tremendously. It's changed for the better.
Oh my God.
Your whole world becomes about love.
Wow.
That's adorable. I know it's gorgeous.
You're going to get him into fashion? Give me a model.
You like Teletubbies, don't you?
He is a little miracle. Roman's a little miracle for me.
It was a major battle, but they're born to be parents.
The surrogacy arrangements of hundreds of Australian couples are in limbo tonight.
The baby gammy scandal had broke out. This is the worst nightmare any parents-to-be can face.
We didn't know whether we'd be able to get him out or not.
Anyone caught taking embryos or children out of the country may now end up facing human trafficking charges.
We weren't doing anything illegal. We were just trying to have a baby. Quack, quack song, maybe.
Juggling a baby and doing Fashion Week was pretty insane.
We don't have enough seats to go right through.
It was really insane.
I'm worried about these parents.
Jason's always had many strings to his bow. He's a fantastic artist,
I think it's better zipped up.
a wonderful stylist.
I think we can go like that.
He's a great creative director. He's very multi-talented.
I love putting on a fashion show. It's really exciting. But it's kind of a crazy idea doing it with a baby.
Look, Robert, maybe you can help me. I am trying to get in touch with Michelle Bridges.
Aaron and I have been together 16 years now, since 1999.
Have we heard from Jennifer Hawkins' office?
No, we haven't yet.
Aaron's the CEO of the company.
Ah, so she's the one that's blowing my budget.
Well, I don't think she'd blow it, but she's...
So he pretty much runs a company.
All the Maya designers are there at 3:15, and it's Roman's sleeping time anyway. I did say to Jason when we first met that I really wanted kids, and he's like, oh, yes, we won't talk about that right now, but just give it a couple more years and then we'll think about it.
I was a little nervous. I was a little scared. I was thinking maybe I'm too old to do it now. I don't know if I'd be up to it and blah, blah, blah. And then I just sat myself down and said, stop being selfish, you know? I grew up in the northern beaches of Sydney. I actually really loved growing up with surf culture. I spent all my summers at the beach. I thought it was a wonderful way to grow up.
I grew up in Singapore. My ancestors came from Baghdad. They arrived in Singapore in the late 1800s. I love fashion. I mean, fashion is really my passion.
A friend of ours introduced us, and it was just love at first sight. It was like, boom, that was it.
Those blue eyes, they were so beautiful, and I was completely mesmerized, and I just fell in love at that moment.
Mum and Dad have been always fantastic with me being gay. They've been great with it. I think they just always wanted me to be happy. And, you know, probably deep down inside, they probably always knew. You know, I mean, not many little boys like to sit at home and draw women in frocks on their blackboards when they're 12. So I'm sure they had some inkling, I don't know. I did have a pivotal moment when I was 13. I was started really getting into old movies, and I'd noticed this movie called Funny Face with Audrey Hepburn. So I wagged school that afternoon so that I could run home and watch this movie. And that was kind of the turning point when I was 13, and I thought, I think this is what I want to do. Audrey Hepburn stayed with me always, I think, always. There's always been something about her style and the way that she moved, her personal style as well as what she wore on screen as well.
I first met Jason, it would have been the mid-80s. He was beautiful with those big blue eyes, and it's all very young and carefree. It was an amazing period of time to be young.
Leona was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my life, and she looked like Audrey Hepburn, a punked-up Audrey Hepburn.
We both met Audrey at the UNICEF ball in the late 80s. We were both awestruck.
I was completely speechless. I don't think I said a word. It was a defining moment in my life, I guess.
Jason?
He became the creative director of Morrissey Edmiston.
Still a couple of girls who are going to be 5 to 10 minutes for makeup.
Tell Marco to delay the music. 5.
Yeah, we were all besties. We did have the opportunity to work with amazing people. In excess, doing the costumes, their outfits for their tours.
When I was in my 20s or 30s, I thought, I'll never have a child. It's just something that I would never expected that I would have done as a gay man in my generation.
One little darkling I once knew, big one, skinny one, just like you.
It's hard to kind of remember how it was before, now that he's here.
He rules the others with a quack, quack.
Before it's just the two of us and you're just a couple, but now it's like it's a family.
Did you like that?
Just a really beautiful feeling.
You did, didn't you? Yes.
Fashion can be a fickle business, but it seemed nothing could stop Jason and Aaron. They enchanted Australia and set out to conquer the world, never once noticing the ominous clouds gathering on the horizon.
We're about to see Jason Brunsden's collection.
Jason Brunsden, just 3 months in the business.
The inspiration this season is from The King and I.
We were an overnight success.
Supermodel Linda Evangelista will be wearing his creations.
We were picked up by international stores across Asia and London. We got an American agent, and within about 2 or 3 years we were selling into Neiman Marcus and Saks.
At one point we were dealing with about 400 stores internationally.
We came to meet Princess Mary. It was only our 2nd year of business, I think, and she loved the clothes, and we've been sending her clothes ever since.
She's one of our best clients. I mean, nothing really beats royalty.
There's something a little bit more special about royalty, isn't there? It's just like it's like another world.
We just need to look at the length of those pants.
The business got to a point where it's just exploded. But after the whole GFC hit us, overnight we lost everything. We lost our entire business. Everything that we have built up for nearly 7 or 8 years, we just instantly lost it.
It was survival of the fittest for us because it was a double whammy for us because I was diagnosed with cancer at exactly the same time.
It just whispered elegance and you sort of just took you on a really beautiful journey.
I was judging on Project Runway. It was the first season and it was coming to an end. And I was in the bath and I felt something was really wrong. I had testicular cancer.
Our whole world just came crashing down. It was a truly dark period of our lives.
I was amazed how amazingly he handled the whole thing. He kept working, he still did fashion weeks, he just kept charging forward, and which is, you know, shows a lot of courage.
I was very worried that I would lose him, but there was no ifs, there was no buts, there was no no's. We were going to beat it. We knew we will, and we did it. I've got him here today, and that's all that matters, because not only if I have him, I have our son.
Having gone through cancer, I kept thinking, okay, I need to downsize, I need to de-stress. And once we'd done that, then it changed. I was a changed person. And it cleared the way to having a child.
Oh, the wriggles. What are you wriggling about so much?
I did have a concern about the cancer preventing me from being a father at one stage. But the doctor just assured me, he said, no, there's nothing, there's no concern, there's no worry about that, it'll be absolutely fine.
I think he's tired, poor darling. Are you tired, sweetheart?
We were really prepared and at a time in our lives where we thought, we really want someone else to come into our lives. We want a family, we want an addition because we're just at home, the two of us, the whole time, watching TV.
These days, gay dads aren't exactly news, but in their own quiet way, Peter and Trevor are pioneers.
We had seen 60 Minutes on TV and two guys, they had just got some twins, two girls, and we thought, well, this is great, this is amazing.
Oh, beautiful.
We did a lot of research and we found out how we could do it. Yeah, we just started the ball rolling.
I explained the process and she says, you're not buying your eggs from anyone else. I'm going to give you my eggs. She said, I love you dearly and I love Jason. And she said, this is the best gift I can ever give you.
She's a lovely girl and it's a wonderful thing to do, it really is. So we all went over a year ago and we spent 3 to 4 weeks in Bangkok with the IVF clinic and she produced a successful amount of eggs and we came back and we found out, I think about 3 weeks later, we found out that it had taken and the surrogate was pregnant.
The surrogate felt it was one of the best things she's ever done because she felt that by doing so, she could contribute a better life for her and her family.
A beautiful baby, unloved by its own parents, abandoned when they discovered it had Down syndrome.
The baby gammy scandal had broke out. Thailand had basically tightened and trying to outlaw surrogacy. That's the biggest nightmare any parents could face. Worst of all, if your child is unborn.
I didn't respond well at all to the baby gammy situation. I just fell apart. I was a wreck.
I received this disturbing phone call. You cannot bring your baby home. And I said, what do you mean? It's nobody's baby, it's our baby. You know, we're gonna bring him home at whatever it takes to. She said, well, you can't because if you attempt to bring your baby home, they could trial you for human trafficking and literally throw you in jail.
So Jason and Aaron had a baby on the way with no guarantee he'd ever be allowed out of Thailand. But they and other Australian couples had some big guns on their side, including Foreign Minister Julie Bishop. And finally, the Thai government relented, granting a temporary reprieve. On January 5th this year, Roman Elias Brunsden was born in Bangkok, and the proud dads could now bring him home.
I've always loved the name Roman. It's really strong and it's really noble.
I couldn't control my emotions, so I just burst out crying. I was numb with happiness, and I held him and I looked at him, and the first thing I could say to him was, Daddy loves you, Daddy loves you, and you don't know how happy Daddy is, if only you knew. It was truly the happiest day of my life.
They had like a gay dad's ward and we all wore pink robes. It was very camp and very funny. You look at him and you think, well, this is the beginning of a whole journey. And it's just such an exciting, wonderful, fulfilling journey to start with another person in your life.
This is our little boy.
Hello, Precious. Hello, Precious.
This is Roman.
Hello, beautiful. Have we got a smile?
Big smile.
Have we?
That was a big smile.
Look, are you again?
Does he like fashion?
And he likes a bit of Burberry.
Yeah. I think he does.
We take dressing very, very importantly at home. He's got all his clothes hung up neatly and color blocked. He's got a killer closet. And this is the Burberry t-shirt his papa bought him when he was in Paris last month. And this is his little onesie that his papa designed for him. He's got lots of beautiful shoes. This is his specially made R.M. Williams boots. He's got shoes for days. He's got more shoes than I do. And these are his first Havaianas. I mean, we take great pride in what we wear, so why shouldn't our son as well.
What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Nose, mouth.
They're just over the moon. They're so thrilled and excited, and you know, he's such a loved little boy, and they're wonderful parents.
Another hand.
Nobody's said to me yet that your child needs to have a mother and a father. But if someone did say that to me, I'd say, well, do you need help moving back to the 18th century? Because I could get a removalist van for you. I think most Australians are quite pro-surrogacy and pro-same-sex marriage. I don't think, people, I've never met anyone who's had a problem with it.
They've always been kind, loving, warm, and I thought, oh, how fabulous. What, you know, that they now can channel that into bringing a child up. How lucky is that child?
Wow. He knows that he's got two daddies that loves him very much. Very, very cute. As soon as he gets a bit older, we're just gonna keep explaining and he'll know the truth. He's gotta be equipped so when he goes to school and, you know, it's like, you don't have a mommy? Well, I do have a mommy. I do have a bio mom, and he has all the answers for it. So I don't want my kid growing up not knowing that when everyone around him knows about it and he doesn't.
Gay designers Dolce & Gabbana have caused huge offence with their views on family. They say only the traditional will do, opposing not only gay adoption, but branding babies born through IVF synthetic.
I think Dolce & Gabbana are disgusting. I think it was very stupid, uninformed, and conservative, very conservative way of thinking.
I think Dolce & Gabbana are morons. I mean, stick to your day job.
This is Zachary. This is David.
Elton John talking out against them was a fantastic way of spreading the joy and the affirmation for surrogacy. But I mean, you know, Dolce & Gabbana were also insulting to anybody who's had a child through IVF.
Here we go.
The world has changed so much, you know, and there's so much hate going on in the world at the moment that I think any love that comes into the world is a really beautiful thing.
One leg here, one leg in here.
Together they make a wonderful combination and wonderful couple, and they certainly have longevity on their side, and their relationship just grows and grows, and you know.
There we go.
We'd love to get married, but we can't get married legally in Australia. We wear rings, but you know, I just don't understand why we can't get married here when most of the Western world has accepted it and legalised it, particularly Catholic countries.
You happy? We'll wait, and I think we're patient, so I think eventually it will happen, and then we will. And it'd be wonderful to have Roman in it as well. So,
he could be married by then. Before us, who would know?
He could walk down the aisle with us.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's where your papa is going to show next week. I call him my little gallivanter. So he loves gallivanting. He loves going out. He loves meeting people, and he's a very social baby. We've got there. He just loves the cameras. Must be in his genes.
Say hello.
Say hello.
Your eyelashes. Adorable.
Oh, is he? Congratulations. Good luck.
Roman.
Hello, beautiful.
He loves going out, and I think he likes it more than I do. I'm happy to stay home.
Now, this is where Daddy is showing his collection next week. Look at how beautiful it is. I might have to feed him a bottle here on your catwalk. We really enjoy doing that, you know, just bringing him out to the fashion scene and just spending time with him that way.
Just make sure they don't do the follow spot.
No, we'll have it exactly like it is now.
That was the interesting bit as well. Feeding him on the catwalk, you know, this was all pretty new experiences to me, so I enjoyed it very much. After Roman finished eating, we should try and go and have a look at the backstage as well.
Did you?
Yes, we'll have a look now.
Yeah.
Can we? Oh.
Yes, we're done.
Can you give me 2 minutes?
No. Hurry up.
I have to burp him.
I know. I can go back and start.
Yeah, or I can get Mitch to come and meet you here. Okay.
No, we'll go.
Then give me a good little burp. Oh, that was a great one. Everything revolves around him, so Roman says sit, we sit, stand, we stand. So everything is all about Roman.
He can't even speak yet. Imagine when he can talk.
Can you imagine?
Oh.
You might be wondering, how do these two guys juggle their hectic careers and a baby? Well, the answer's simple, really. Much the same as any other working couple, with one or two little luxuries.
Oh, Fashion Week was great this year. I had such a fantastic time.
Can you get a couple of volunteers?
No, let's put them down.
This is what it's going to look like. This was our 12th year that we've done it. If you forget someone or you put someone in the wrong seat, there could be a lot of problems later. I know my stuff. It was particularly more difficult this year, having a baby, having to juggle that. MTV is here to interview you.
I think a baby kind of releases a lot of fantastic creative juices in a creative person, and I really loved the collection. It's titled A Rose is a Rose, which is a quote from a lesbian author, Gertrude Stein, meaning I am what I am. I love the feeling backstage just before a show. These ones can go red. I get increasingly nervous. There's a lot of pulling and tugging. Jason, I need you out here. Jason, you need to be here. You need to look at hair and makeup. You need to do a lighting check. You need to do a music check.
How long before we start?
My mind's kind of thinking, I just want to see how the models are looking. So that minute before they all walk out is the best time, because you actually see them all lined up and you see the vision that's been in here come out.
So we've got to find someone to sit in that seat.
The fashion crowd is incredibly critical. It's a very critical business. So you never know whether they're going to like it or they're going to hate it.
All the way to the front, please, girls.
You all look beautiful, so thank you very much. Look gorgeous. Have a great show.
I'm always known for femininity. I always do femininity. I take classics and I give them a little twist. I'm not a conceptual designer. I don't make women look like clouds or trees. I'm not interested in that kind of thing. I like women to look like characters and personalities and actresses in movies. That's what I like.
Jason always comes up with these brilliant ideas, and together, I think, cohesively as a team, we sort of implement it, and you've got to work really hard to get there, but yeah, it was just beautiful. I just loved it.
The current show was really pretty with the roses, and again, very classic, very Jason. And you know what? It just looked happy. Just put a smile on your face.
The rose petals were falling and the audience were clapping very diligently, so I felt quite proud and quite happy with it all.
Beautiful. All right.
Let's go have a drink.
Let's go.
Yeah. Little egg lay on a leaf. Yeah, that's right.
Life without Romeo, I look back and I think, what did I used to do?
He becomes a butterfly. It's happiness. It's contentment that we feel every day, having this child. It's something we are forever and eternally grateful for.
Sometimes I look down and I see a little mini me. I look at his face and I think, wow, you look just like me. But sometimes I look at him and I see his eyes and he looks more like Aaron, so.
He looks just like both of us, so he is him.
Yes, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing?